Greetings. Today we are in Newtown, Accra, and we're going to meet a young entrepreneur by the name of Maison Yusif. He's a perfumer doing wonderful things in this sector. Let's check out his story. My brother, good day.
Good day, boss.
How are you?
Fine.
Please, for the benefit of our viewers, let's get your name, where you're from, and since you're young enough, I'll ask you to tell us your age.
My name is Yusif Nizongo Jr. Jr. because I was named after my dad.
Okay,
I come from Newtown, born and bred,
okay,
but I currently live somewhere else.
okay.
I'm
So Newtown in this area here.
yeah, there's this area here.
Right.
I was born in the depth of Newtown,
Okay.
and I'm a graduate,
Okay.
bachelor's degree, public relations
Mhm.
from Islamic University. I'm a perfumer by profession now,
Okay.
and that's what I do.
Excellent.
Yes,
Excellent.
and I'm very young enough
Uh-huh.
yes, to be everyone's son.
Exactly. So tell me, how does a brother from Newtown get into perfumery?
I think I was made for this. Perfume has been a part of my growth, my journey since I was little.
Okay.
So that's how I followed the path to be here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean as a youth, you knew that you wanted to get into perfumes, or
I
what?
wanted to be a footballer,
Uh-huh.
not a perfumer.
So what happened?
Yeah, God happened.
Right.
That's my answer every day. I wanted to be a footballer. I was in Cote d'Ivoire to play football.
Right.
I chanced on perfumery. That's where I learned
Okay.
the arts.
What happened? What do you mean you chanced on perfumery?
So where I used to live,
Mm-hmm.
just next to it was Madame Bijou.
Okay.
She's the perfumer. She's the one who taught me everything.
Okay.
The basics, basically. But I took other classes and where I got my certificates and whatnot.
Okay.
But that is where it started from.
Okay.
And it wasn't intentional. I just wanted to learn the art because I loved the scent that came from her home,
Right.
and I just wanted to use it while I wait time.
Right.
But here we are now.
Okay. Okay.
Amazing grace.
Indeed. So I understand that at one point you say you were playing football. You met this woman who lived next door to you. She's making perfume. She takes you under her tutelage, teaches you the art, and you take it from there. So that's a major leap. You learn the basics. Where did you go from there to learn more?
Further from there to Dubai.
So from Ivory Coast to Dubai.
not straight to
Uh-huh.
Dubai. I
Give us
came back to Ghana.
Right.
I did my Uber
Okay.
because then I was not up for any white collar job.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be my own entrepreneur to feed my own self.
Okay.
So I was doing Uber
Okay.
and I had my store at the back of my trunk. In my trunk, that was my main store.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
your store consisted of what? At this time, are you making perfumes
No,
or
no,
are
I
you?
wasn't making perfumes. I was only selling sneakers, alcohol-based fragrance, watches.
Okay.
Those are the stuff I was selling,
Okay.
not perfumes.
Right.
But
So you're
each-
hustling at this time.
yeah, I was hustling. But
Right.
each time I go to deliver a watch or a sneaker or something to someone, they end up wanting to know the perfume I am wearing.
Mm.
So they end up mostly 80% of the time not buying what I brought,
Mhm.
but they want to buy what I'm wearing. So that is where the whole perfume thing actually started again.
I see.
Yeah.
So you're driving Uber, you're hustling out the back of your trunk, and people are smelling you,
Yeah.
and they want to know what you got on. I
Yes.
see. I see. So how does that progress? When do you start actually making your own perfumes?
2017.
Okay.
2017. I started in 2017. But it wasn't commercial. It was just for myself and for my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She was based in the States.
Okay.
When she comes back home, she wants to smell something. Then I wasn't married.
Okay.
So she wants me to do something for her.
Sure.
What can I do? I should do it for her. And she always loved it. And it moved from my wife to my big brother, Nasser, Nabil. All my brothers loved what I created, and
Okay.
my brother gave me the idea to get into it
Okay.
fully. And here we are today.
Here we are today. So you boldly decided to leave the Uber and start your own. Now, again, the time from when you started making it for friends and family to when you started making your own brand, when did that happen? How did you perfect it? How did you come up with different scents? Give us that story.
I say this every time. The art of fragrance curation is not actually something you learn.
Okay.
I think it's more of a blessing. It's like cooking. You would find a million people who know how to cook.
Right.
But for someone to make a very good, mind-cracking meal, you know, you know a lot of people who cook, but there is this one person you say, damn, they cook so good.
Right.
What is different?
Right.
They didn't go to any school, but it's just the art of creation. How they're able to put it together.
A gift, I guess.
The gift. So that is what I say every time.
Okay.
You know, all the schools I've been to, all the classes I've taken, the courses I've taken for perfumery, they teach new stuff, but they never really teach you recipes to come up with your own fragrance. They just make you understand scent.
Okay.
And the art of creating, maybe if you want to create a leathery perfume, woody, balsamic, oceanic, fresh, whatever,
Okay.
they just teach you the stages, the process, but they never teach you the recipe. Let's say put 5 pieces of tomatoes, 2 onions, a pinch of Maggi. They never teach you that. That is yours to do.
Right.
So I think it's all part of the gift, as you said.
So now you are doing your own perfumes. Tell us, where did you go to learn that? I know that they don't actually teach you the specifics, but you expose yourself to different environments that are really specialists in that art. So where did you go, and how did that opportunity avail itself?
Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Azerbaijan, Istanbul, Atelier de Steki, France, to name a few. Those are, and the kind of exposure you get when you enroll under, and about 4 other courses I've taken, I never had to visit the countries. Like some in Italy, also Germany, Spain. They are just online courses.
Right.
When you enroll under master perfumers, you get new ideas.
Okay.
You get new processes of curation. You get to learn their method. It's like a bunch of school of thoughts.
Okay.
Like playing football. Example, Messi has his own style of playing.
Right.
Ronaldo does. Neymar does, etc., etc. They all do.
Okay.
So if you enroll under Messi, you learn a bit of what he does.
Right.
Under Ronaldo, you learn a bit of what he does. Under Neymar, you learn a bit. So those are how good it is. And I'm still under Yusuf. There is a master perfumer, a professional perfumer, based in Dubai, but he's from India.
Okay.
And he helps a lot in terms of me, because he has my father's name and he has my name too. It's Yusuf, so he calls me his son.
Okay.
And he has really helped in terms of connections, big time.
Sure. I mean, what kind of connections do you need in your industry? What's required to be successful in your industry? As
a curator, I mean, you're not only creating for your brand. To get the major gig, to get a huge gig, that is to create fragrance for brands that are already making the name.
Okay.
Yes, so he already has connects to those huge brands.
Okay.
And
So how does that work? So those brands actually buy fragrances from small perfumers?
Those brands are not actually niche houses. They were not created to make perfumes.
I see.
For instance, Yves Saint Laurent, Gucci, Prada, just to name a few, they are not perfume houses. They are fashion designers.
Right.
They were made to make clothes, shoes, etc.
Right.
Along the line, they brought about perfumery.
Right.
So they don't create perfumes.
Okay.
They employ master perfumers to create a scent for them.
I see.
When they approve it, then they buy the franchise. Then it's their perfume now.
Right.
That is how it's done.
Okay. So a contract like that could net you a nice...
Yeah, like for instance, now Dior, the house of Dior, their head of creative team and perfume in the perfume industry is Francis Cayenne. Francis Cayenne has his own brand, which is Maison Cayenne. That is him up there.
Okay.
So aside him having his own brand, he's creating fragrance for Dior now. He's enrolled. He's also working for, I think, Estee Lauder. He's worked for Gucci sometime, etc.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
So do you aspire to be like these people in terms of creating for some of these bigger brands?
I don't mind. I mean, I've had a lot of messages from cosmetic brands in Ghana here.
Okay.
Also Nigeria, Togo.
Okay.
Just to name a few.
Right.
Dubai. I've worked in Dubai to create scents for them.
I see.
Yeah.
And how is that process, creating scents? I understand you have a lab at home that you work from.
Yeah.
What is involved? What are your raw materials? Where do you source them? How does that go?
That depends on the kind of raw material you want. Saffron, lavender, oud, leather, whatever it is that you're getting. It depends on where it comes from.
Okay.
Basically, they're all over the world, but mainly in the southern part of France. That is Grasse. That is like the center for raw materials in the world.
For fragrances?
Yes, for fragrances.
Okay.
So if we need any raw materials, we go back there. Or we order from there.
Okay. Yeah. I noticed that you know what your customers take.
Yeah.
You seem to remember her previous order.
Yeah.
I've seen that with you when I came last time. And that's a very unique skill. Is it like that with most of your customers, or?
Yeah, it's with I think all of them. If I took your order, then I know what it is.
They like. Very good. Very good.
And sometimes it has to do with their appearance.
Right.
Yes, their appearance. Like for instance, I know what to recommend. Unless of course sometimes it's conflicting. Someone like you, people like you.
People like me.
Yes, people like you.
Okay.
You love to smell natural.
Right.
It might come off like people like you would love to smell dense, but it's usually not the case. You actually love to smell mild, fresh,
right.
Something very gentle, not too overpowering. Yes, it does the work.
I hear.
You know, like
you got my number. As a matter of fact, when you gave me the fragrance, you gifted me a beautiful fragrance last time. I'm not a perfume person.
Yeah.
But I really like that fragrance. Yes, so you can definitely pick out your customers' fragrance, and I'm impressed. So as I said, your endeavor it's not a small one in that you are betting that the constituents, the potential customers in your area are able to purchase. And I was asking you, what made you feel? I mean, everybody says there's no money in the system. What made you feel that people can come in and buy your luxury brands at premium prices?
Starting up, it was tough.
Okay.
It was tough because, it was tough because, they say, so long as there are those that knew what was, there would always be those that cannot and won't accept what could be. Growing up, I was known to be a footballer.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I'm doing business.
Right.
People found it difficult to accept.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'm into perfumery. They don't understand the journey.
Right.
Where did he start from? Where did he learn perfumery?
Okay.
Why must I trust him?
Very good.
Why would I be interested in buying what he buys?
Right.
What he sells? But when I realized it would take me long time, wasting my time to try to convince them to purchase.
Okay.
But here's the case. There are those who know me from the beginning, so it's hard for them to accept. But the people outside do not know me from the beginning. So they would accept it as it is.
Exactly.
Because there is no subject A or B to conflict.
Right.
So I focused on my outside customers.
Okay.
I
New
believed,
people.
yes, new people, I believe in this quote they say, be so good they can't ignore you.
Sure.
So I focused on my outside customers, built the relationship and strength with them to the extent where the home people now believed also.
Sure.
Because everyone is talking about it.
Right.
Everyone is on it.
Speaking of which, you've acquired 16,000 followers on IG.
Yeah.
You told
it's 17 now.
It's 17 now. Okay. How do we get those kind of numbers? I mean, for a small business, this is a one-man show for the most part.
Yeah.
And I understand you do your posts, you make your perfumes,
yeah.
you pretty much run your shop.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did we get to 17,000 followers on IG? What?
So on the other page, we had almost 36,000, I think 37,000 before we got hacked.
You got hacked?
Yes, before we got hacked. And I created a new page, and now we have 17,000. I think it's more of the content.
Okay.
I don't just post perfume. I don't just post products and sell. No, mostly I do not, because everyone's selling items. People get tired of every single day you're posting an item. Things are tough, things are hard. The economy is stiff. There is no smooth flow of income. So if you're going to keep doing that, you're going to bore the people.
Right.
Every single day you're posting a perfume, and this perfume is blah 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 blah, and it's 400 cities and it's 450 and it's 1,000. People get tired of you. But I realized people love perfumes, but people do not know perfumes.
Okay.
People love to wear perfumes, but they don't know how to wear perfume the right way.
There's a right way to wear perfume.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So I took it to myself to educate them for free.
Right.
For free. You don't just have to walk into my store to buy perfumes.
Right.
You can walk in for inquiries.
Sure.
If you have a perfume you want to authenticate it, you can contact me. You have a problem with your olfactory, you want to know what kind of perfume suits you, contact me.
Okay.
Not necessarily to that. So I started giving educations. When I travel out, I post them. I literally keep them updated.
Okay. So how many posts a day do you do on the average?
A day, at least 2 or 3.
Okay.
At least.
At least 2 or 3.
At least.
That's a full-time job right there.
Yeah, it is. But you see, it's not. You don't feel it because there is the content.
Right.
You see, I don't have to crack my brain to post the content. I have to. It's there.
Okay.
And in it, you see, I'm meticulous enough with my business.
Right.
I am the business. I do it. So I know what to post. When I pick a phone right now, I know what to post.
Right.
And it's going to interest a bunch of them.
Okay.
And if 50% from my followings see it, 50% will not be from my followings. They'll see it. Wow. Oh, he's talking about this. I didn't know this. So you follow. So if I take my phone right now and I show you, you see new followers.
Sure.
It's always like that.
Okay.
So I just keep it entertaining,
Right.
fun, educative, and I always make sure I post new stuff.
Right.
That's just about it.
Okay. And 3 times a day, like you said, that's not a small.
It's not. Sometimes I don't post.
Right.
But it doesn't go more than a day
That you don't
where
post.
then I don't post now.
Right. Well, it's important for those of us who aren't doing those kind of numbers to recognize that it's not a magic trick.
Yeah.
It's actually posting.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually being relevant and staying relevant in the minds of
Your audience.
exactly, which is very good.
Yeah.
All right. So now that you have this this following, I noticed that you sell not only your own brands, but you sell foreign brands.
Yeah.
What's the business model? Are you planning to continue with the foreign, or are you going to focus on what you want, your brand, or what's the plan?
Yeah, for now, I started with the other brands, that is the foreign brands, just to give the customer a wide variety.
Okay.
If you don't want to do Maison Yusif, there are clones. If you don't want to do clones, there are the luxury brands. If you don't want to do the luxury brands, we have the oils.
Okay.
You get me? I didn't want to be restricted. Because then I was now building the brand. I was now trying to tell people to announce my presence. So, you know the black mentality, the human. You can't just, it's hard for someone to buy something he doesn't know about. Unless the person is, I don't know what kind of person. You know, there are some people who just see new stuff and they are interested.
That's right.
Yeah, unless you are that kind of person.
Right.
But aside that, I don't think blacks are normally that kind of people. They love to know, is it good? Am I wasting my money? How good is it? What are the reviews? Let me see something. So I didn't just want to risk it. So I brought the oils of the luxury brands, niche brands. I brought the timepieces because perfume and timepieces go hand in hand. I brought the clones, I brought the luxuries. So when you come and you're not interested in my handwork, you'll be interested in the oils. If you're not in the oils, you'll be in the clones. If not the clones, you'll be in the luxuries. Not the luxuries, you'll be in the timepieces. So there is definitely something for you to buy.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you. Now, what I've also noticed is that you have a natural knack for selling. I'd have to say that that's a gift because it just comes so natural with you. I'm watching you with your customers, and you flow with a great deal of confidence. And like I said, you know what they ordered before. Is there anything that helped you to enhance that skill, or is that just something that
I used to be very shy.
Really? Okay.
So I'll tell you what, before I started my own thing, there was this shop at Newtown. It's called the Malosh Boutique. It's Malo. He's our big brother. One of the pioneers in clothes selling. Malo, very popular.
Okay.
And he has a shop in Newtown at the Total filling station. His kid brother, Rafat, he takes care of the store. So when I come back from training soccer and I don't have any rounds to do, I go and sit there just to watch him sell. And just keep watching him, how he interacts with his customers, how he speaks with them, how he bargains, how he sells. I just sit there. If he has any errands, I run it for him. I just sit there and I just keep learning. So sometimes my friend Aziz just comes, we sit there together, but Rafat didn't actually know that was what I was doing.
Okay.
He just thought maybe I'm just coming to pass time, just while I wait time, but no, I was learning.
Sure.
And I learned a lot from him.
Okay.
And I think that is where I used to better my skill.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it's just
and then application.
Yeah, I just applied it and here we are now.
Exactly. All right, so what do you see for the future of your business? What's growth look like to you?
Future looks extremely bright. Not just, unless I get distracted, which I'm not going to get distracted.
Okay.
I have a goal, I have a target ahead, and soon I'm
Share that with us. What is your goal?
So we're going to do a small renovation here. We are going to open a new store also in Islegon.
Okay.
That is going to be strictly our niche. Strictly.
Okay.
We're going to stop with the foreign brands.
Okay.
Focus strictly on Maison Yusif.
Okay.
And the oils. Only. Strictly only.
Okay.
We're not going to sell any other brand. I think we've done that. We sold other brands from 2017 till now.
Right.
5 years. I think I've paid my dues.
Right.
It's time for me to focus on myself too.
I see.
So that's the plan.
So I was curious because Newtown is your hometown. Newtown is where you have your first shop.
Yeah.
It's a very nice little boutique in a very, how do we say, ghetto part of town.
Yeah.
If you look at our crowd, nobody thinks of Newtown as a posh type of environment where you might get such quality.
Yeah.
What made you decide to initiate your launching in this part of town?
I actually didn't want to have it here.
Okay.
Honestly, it was my wife.
Okay. Okay.
That lady has a lot of influence in a lot of things I do.
Okay.
So she saw the store
Mm.
and she's like, "Oh, it's cool. I can take it." I'm like, "No, I don't want something in the neighborhood. You know the story already." She said, "No." She thinks we've built our numbers now. So then we only had about 3,000 followers.
Okay.
Yeah, then this was 2020.
Okay.
Very few.
Mm.
And she's like, "No, we have our followers and they're loyal. So I think they will come and they'll bring their people." So She convinced me and I still said no. She said, you know what, if you not take it, I'll take it. Okay. So we came by, we called the landlady and we spoke, and I still have a picture of how it looked before. It was a little abandoned because she wasn't using the store. Right. So we had a lot of work to do. Okay. And I took it, and that was it.
Wonderful. Yeah. So now when you branch out to East Legon, you will run the two, you'll have them both simultaneously. Yeah, run the two.
So we have one in Kumasi, we're going to have one in East Legon. One is here, right, and we are thinking of having an outlet in a mall in Nigeria, Lagos. I see. Yeah, we're trying to have a stand. We're working on it. We're almost 100% sure we're going to have it because I have a huge following from Nigeria too. Wonderful. Yeah, they love our products. Actually, Nigeria, South Africa, Kigali, Kenya, Mombasa have huge followings there. So do you have anything like competition in your industry? Because I don't know anyone else who makes perfume. Oh, there are people who make perfume, but there is no competition. Right. You're in your own lane. Yes, everyone is in their own lane. Exactly. The moment there is competition, I believe you would get a little distracted because then your competitor is going to be your target. You want to be better than your competitor, and it's not me. I see. I just want to do my own thing. Right. If I'm moving forward, I'm moving forward. Right. I just love to be in my own lane. Okay. Not to be in a competition with anyone. I got you. Now, again, you're from this part of town, Newtown. Newtown is known for quite a few things. Some good, some not so good. Yeah, I love not so good. Let's just be right. But in actual fact, what I've noticed is that the young brothers here, they're accustomed to getting money. It's nothing new to them. Yeah. Right. However, they're not usually accustomed to waiting for the long process that is usually involved with, running your own business, starting a brand, building it. Yep. Now, what would you say to those brothers, given that you have put in the time and you can see certain rewards? Would you advise them to possibly take their talents and employ them a little bit more? Or would you say, well, it's easier that way, maybe you should stick in that lane? You know the funny thing? These brothers from the hood are freaking talented. Right. Brother, when I talk of talent, talent is from the hood. Right. These brothers are intelligent. Right. Look, let's just use this as an example. To be smart enough to be on the internet. Right. To lure someone who's never seen you. Right. To rip them off. Thousands of dollars. Exactly. It's not small. It's not a small hustle. You cannot be dumb and do this. Exactly. So that should tell you how intelligent they are. Yeah. But you cannot blame them. No, we actually don't blame them. Yes, you see, it's something they came to meet. Right. And sometimes I think of this and sometimes you would want to say, no, this is so evil and they are so wrong. But if you look at the situation, you would realize it's not actually their doing. They didn't have much options. Most of them grew up, most 90% of kids in the hood grew up in poverty. Not much money around. Most of them, dad isn't around. They struggled to make ends meet for themselves at a very tender age of like 12, 13. We all grew up together. Right. We all grew up together. They didn't really have much. And then growing up, they chance on something that can, wow, I can get $100, wow, $200, wow, $500. And there is no one to advise them. Right. There is no one to enlighten them on having something like if you go to school and you focus on school, you can be a lawyer, you can be a this, you can do this, you can be a pilot, you can be an engineer. They are not aware. Of course. They are not aware. If you sit with your Zongo brothers or your Hood brothers and you tell them you want to be a president, brother, you'll be mocked. You'll be laughed at. You're a joke. You want to be what? But isn't our current president from this area? Who? President Ado? No, he's not from there. Not Nima? No, he's not from Nima. That's just where he resides? Yeah, that's just where he resides, but he's not from Nima. Okay.
Y'all don't claim him at all.
No. It's a different upbringing.
Right.
There.
Right.
Brother, it's different.
Of course.
You meet people who have become armed robbers, burglars, junkies, whatnot, scammers. But if you look at where they began, where they started from, you cannot blame them.
True. But my question to you then is, because you pretty much started from the same place and you have been able to achieve what you've been able to achieve, can't you impact upon them what is possible? Isn't your example, of course it's not sufficient to convince everyone, but...
they've seen it.
Okay.
They've seen it.
Okay.
They saw the entire process.
Okay.
They saw it with their eyes.
Right.
From my small motorbike, I wanted to do something for myself. Doing Uber, they saw me. A lot of them even laugh. I mean, I would work late nights and I'll pick some of my childhood friends up. And they wonder, why are you doing Uber? I said, what is wrong with doing Uber? There is nothing wrong with doing Uber.
Right.
That is what I'm doing now.
Right.
Wow, you go to school, get first class, if you Uber, you take do. It was a process then.
Right.
A process I wasn't even aware of, but God did.
Right.
And once again, here we are now. But so the question you asked, can I not impact them? You see, brother, they've had this mentality since childhood. It's not your 4 or 5 years that will change their mentality.
Sure.
It's a mentality they have.
Right.
You are not enough for them. But there are people who grew up in the neighborhood, did everything in the neighborhood, woke up one day and snapped, said, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay.
I have a typical example. A friend of mine, his name is Shushu. Slick Shushu. He's in the States now, doing his master's.
Okay.
He's done with his master's. He completed with a first class from Cape Coast University. He did mathematics. When I was enrolling in Islamic University, I told him, yo, I'm going back to school. The football is a big gamble. I might succeed, I might not.
Right.
So I think I want to go back to school. I said, am I sure? He's also been thinking of going back to school. All these things he wants to stop. He really wants to do something. He doesn't want to end up like his people. I was in school. I went to level 200. He called me. He said he's got 10 admission at Cape Coast. He went to some remedial school, wrote his WASI, he passed. He got Cape Coast. Amazing grace. I was happy for him.
Right.
He also got a first class. He applied for masters in Ohio, I think, State University. I don't actually know the school.
Right.
He got it. He went there, completed with a distinction. So I think it's just the mentality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me, you are here as well as you are doing. Certainly, you have faced certain challenges. Tell us about some of the challenges that you experienced in doing business in Ghana in general. First of all, how was it to register and so forth? Did you find that pretty straightforward, or did you have to go back and forth? What was that process like?
It was really tough.
Okay.
I mean, it's past now, so I don't think I can vividly remember. But I remember when I was registering, that was 2018. I was still doing Uber.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say it was difficult. It was kind of smooth.
Okay.
Because I had some help.
Okay.
So I think it was smooth.
Okay.
It was smooth. But challenges, talk of challenges. Number one, which I think every niche house in Ghana will face and will continue to face. Support. Believe. For people to actually believe a made in Ghana brand is A1. It's worldwide standard. It's tough. But alhamdulillah, I won't say I'm still there.
Right.
I'm not there anymore.
You've cracked that ceiling.
Yes, I have cracked it. People actually believe in Maison Yusif.
Sure.
People call me and they give me reviews like they've been buying perfumes over $1,000, 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros, blah blah blah. But they never actually gotten much compliments as they are now using my products.
Okay.
So I won't say I'm still there. I mean, there are a few, but I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
So
What about financial support? Are you able to source financing when you want to grow? Like you say you want to do another shop. We know that shops generally take a year in advance. That's money up front.
Yeah.
Are you able to get financial support, or is that something that you have to still go in your own pockets to finance?
Mostly you have to go in your own pocket.
Okay.
Mostly you have to go in your own pocket because I don't I don't know if this is right to say. I don't know. Growing up, I never really believed in taking loans for business, but
Okay.
getting deep into business, you realize it's not such a new thing. Everyone's doing it, but are you ready to do it too?
Right.
For me, not really.
Okay.
I'd rather do this and do it, and I know when I'm done, every single profit and penny that's coming to me is coming to me.
Right.
But if you take a loan, you're not going to work to pay that person.
Right.
So whatever loan it is, your entire time of working until you finish paying, you're working for the person.
Right.
You're not working for yourself.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be a part of that.
I hear.
I don't think it will be comfortable. So this is for me.
I hear.
So perfect. Every single thing I've done off my own sweat.
I hear that. If you were to do anything differently, given your journey, what might you have done differently?
Aside perfumery? No.
Staying in your industry, you have possibly made some mistakes along the way. What might you have done differently?
I think what I would have done differently is I probably wouldn't have sold clones. No disrespect to clone sellers. No disrespect, because I sold some too. I still have a couple in my store. But I don't think I would have sold them.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Clones are made to replicate the original. Right. But the names are changed and whatnot. But the scents are the same.
Okay.
Someone walks into your store, sees a clone, doesn't take the time to ask you. In his mind, he thinks it's a fake.
Right.
Wow, this guy's selling fakes.
Right.
But it's not a fake. It's a clone by another fragrance house.
Okay.
So you cannot call it a fake. It's called a clone.
Right.
What is a fake? A fake is doing the same shape and everything of this phone, naming it iPhone 12 Pro Max, opening it and seeing it's not an iPhone.
Right.
It's probably Android in it. That is a fake.
Right.
Okay? But when Kantanka does his car and shapes it like a Toyota Hilux pickup, it's not a fake.
No.
It's Kantanka's car.
Right.
It's just a version of Hilux from Kantanka.
I mean, Nissan does pretty much the same thing.
Yes, right. So that's just about it.
Right. Okay.
So I think that is the only thing I wouldn't have done.
Okay.
What I would add, which I am adding soon, our scented bougie candles.
Okay.
Yeah, we're launching candles.
You're making candles?
Yeah, we're going to make them. We're going to start making them soon. After we renovate the space and take off some items, we're going to go solely our niche candles, diffusers.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Are you making diffusers or are you importing those?
No. Everything is going to be made in Ghana.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Are you outsourcing the make of? I mean, you can't make everything, or?
No, we can't make the fragrance.
Right.
But we can import the fragrance and make them here.
No, I mean as in the candles and diffusers, right? Yeah. You yourself are not going to handcraft the diffuser. The diffuser is, or?
Are you talking of the bottle?
Yes.
No, you cannot make the bottle.
Right.
You would import the bottle.
Okay.
But the fragrance.
The fragrance itself is what you.
That's what I would do.
I got you. So you sell the diffuser with the fragrance.
Yes.
And you supply fragrance for diffusers.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's a whole nother ballgame. That's corporate offices.
So that's niche. Right. So we are going to go solely into it.
I see.
Yes, sir.
I see. So what's your general demographics? Because so far as what I've seen a lot of men come in. I've seen this morning a couple young women. They all seem to be within the age bracket of 25, 35. They all seem to be young.
Yeah.
If I saw them on the roadside, I might not have guessed that they spend that much on perfume.
Yeah.
But clearly, you have carved your niche and they trust your brand. What else can you say about your demographic?
It depends. You know, it's like this. I could have this month a flow of young souls. The next could be older people. The next could be in between 30, 40s. The next could be a blend of all of them.
Right.
That is how it flows. I cannot specifically say my audience are young people.
Okay.
It's a blend of everyone.
Okay. And what are you doing to market aside from social media now?
I have billboards around.
Okay.
Yeah, all over, just to stay on the client's mind every single time he passes by. Okay. And I do TV adverts.
Okay.
Interviews like we're doing now.
Right.
Constant postings. Mostly we call our clients. Holidays, whatnot. We call our clients, wish them if you've attained that level, your birthday, we give you gifts.
Sure.
On the house.
Right.
Christmas, we select about 200 loyal customers and send them packages.
Sure.
On the house.
Right.
So these are stuff we do. We focus on building a very, very strong relationship with our customer.
Okay.
To the extent that even if he's entitled to buy from somewhere else, but if the customer does buy from somewhere else, we want to build a kind of relationship where he feels like, I wasn't fair. I'm supposed to go and buy from my friends. That is how we want it to.
Yes,
it should be like a brotherhood.
Right.
A tough relationship.
Right.
Strong, sweet, filled with emotions and memories with our clients. That is what we want.
Excellent. Excellent. That does make a whole lot of difference.
Yes.
Of course, the experience is what people buy more than the product itself.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mentioned our president considering conditions in Ghana. For instance, you're importing a lot of your raw materials. So you're affected by the fact that our CD is depreciating at a rate that is
big time,
ridiculous.
Big time.
How are you managing? How are you dealing with that?
You know, for instance, just last week, I think it was Saturday, a customer who bought a perfume, an alcohol-based perfume. I think it was January. He bought it, and the price was I think 1,008. He contacted me again and wanted to buy it, the same thing, but I told him it's 2,300 now. He went off. Why is it we people we increase, blah blah blah? I said, brother. I said, yes. I said, can you listen? I said, yes. I said, I understand your plight. When you bought the item, dollar was 6.8. Dollar is 10.2. Are you blaming me still? Then he went quiet. I think this thing has affected everyone.
Exactly.
And you know the funny thing, it's not just Ghana. It's everywhere. It starts from the supplier. And the supplier is not in Ghana. He's
the supplier of
whatever you're purchasing.
No, I mean the currency, the rate of depreciation, devaluation of our currency.
If you're buying from Dubai, the dirham has shot high.
Exactly.
If you're buying from France, the euro is there.
Exactly. That's because our currency has gone down. They keep decreasing the value of our currency. So the problem is in Ghana. It's directly related to Ghana's compliance with the IMF and accepting their terms for decreasing the value of our currency. It's something that we can't allow our leaders to be exempt of. It's their problem. It's their problem.
We are not there.
No, we are not there.
They are there.
But then how do we explain this to customers? Like you just said, that customer, you were able to explain it to him because you spoke to him.
But the other customer, you will not get a chance to have on the phone to explain to him.
Right.
It's tough. I think it's just, with time they would understand. Everyone would, because so long as it's not just me.
Right.
And you buy something from somewhere else, you'd realize it's not just me, it's everywhere.
Right.
So this, because I can't do a billboard come and write, this is the reason why I can't do an Instagram post and promote it only for you to understand. I think it's a global something that everyone understands now. The things just keep going up each and every single day you wake up. So yeah.
Okay. But you're able to maintain your cost. You're able to.
Yeah, we do our best.
Okay.
We do our best. For instance, a private blend, 60 ml a box, has been $450.
Okay.
Since February.
Right.
To date. Dollar has just been shooting up.
Right.
We've been taking it up into our profits.
Right.
We don't want it to affect the customer much. But these ones, we cannot do so much about them because we are not the creators of them.
Exactly. You have to purchase those outright.
Yeah.
Right. I am impressed with what you've been able to accomplish.
Thank you.
It's obvious that you have something and that you are growing something. Is there any advice that you would offer to anyone who is also considering doing business in Ghana and would like to, just prepare themselves well?
Risk. Take the risk. That's all I'll say. Take the risk. If you win, it's your win.
Right.
If you lose, it's still your experience.
Right.
But if you sit there in fear and say you're not going to, you are the greatest failure.
True.
So just take the risk. I don't have much to say. Just take the risk.
Okay.
Because to be a man, you have to be ready to take risks.
That's true.
So just take the risk. That's all I'll say.
Yes, sir. My brother, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your insight.
I appreciate you coming to me. I really appreciate Russ.
Yes.
I really appreciate this.
If you love the vibe, subscribe.